I received an email from a friend of mine the other day, now that we're sitting here in quarantine, and it just says something to think about. And I don't know who put this list together, but I found it to be fascinating. And as I researched it, I found it to be true. And it has to do with the number 40 and 40 in the Bible and what it means. And looking this up also, I found that 40 is mentioned 146 times in the Bible. Let's talk about that today in your morning cup of inspiration. In the Bible, we show that there's 40 days the flood lasted, 40 years the Exodus lasted, 40 days of fasting in the desert where Jesus was tempted, 40 days of appearances of Jesus after his crucifixion and resurrection. So number 40 specifically in the Bible attracts much attention even today because 40 days is what is recommended for a woman to rest after giving birth. 40 days is the weeks of gestation. And a group of theologians thinks that the number 40 represents change. It's the preparation of time for a person to give fundamental change. And the big question is going to be, will something happen after our quarantine is over if it's 40 days? Ours started here March 19th, so it should take us just about to the end of April. It'll be interesting to see if this is part of a 40-day, and this is why. Rivers are cleaning. Vegetation is growing, air is clean due to less pollution. The starry sky in the evening is visible even where it is covered by pollution, was covered by pollution, and I want to talk a little bit more about that in a little bit. Less theft, less murders. The earth is on rest for the first time in many years. It also says that if we add up the year 2020, it'd be 20 plus 20 equals 40, and the word quarantine is from an Italian word, which goes back to Latin roots, which means a period of 40 days. I thought that was pretty cool. And that one I had to double check and look that up because I find that to be fascinating. But like I said, the 40 is mentioned 146 times in the Bible. And during Moses' life, he lived 40 years in Egypt. And then he was 40 years in the desert before God called him to take his people out of Egypt. So as I researched the Bible for God who knows everything, and there's a reason for this, I don't know it, but he knows it all. And in Romans 11:34, it says, "For who has known the mind of the Lord, or who became his counselor?" And another verse is Psalms 147, 4 and 5. He determines the number of the stars and calls them each by name. Great is our Lord and mighty in power. His understanding has no limit. Isn't that amazing? We said something about seeing the starry skies now. An Australian scientist had put together what they thought in trying to count stars and estimated that there's 70 million stars. That's 70 with 22 zeros after it. It's amazing. And God knows every one by name. That's more than every piece of sand in the desert and on all the beaches in the world. But God knows that. He's in charge, he's in control, and he has this coronavirus and that all under control. So I'm anxious to see where he takes us after this. And I know you are too. And I just pray that God will just give you comfort and strength right now as we go through this together. God bless you, everyone. Look forward to seeing you again for another morning cup of inspiration. Have a wonderful day.